I'm joined here by the player who is in tremendous form, the chess queen, Alexandra Kosteniuk, also the former world champion. Alexandra, thank you for being here and also thank you for taking part in the Chess Super League. How excited are you for it?
I'm very happy to see so many tournaments taking place, so many interesting tournaments taking place online nowadays. And of course, they cannot be compared with offline tournaments, but nevertheless, I think chess survived this pandemic and even reached some new height, new level, because the number of such online tournaments, interesting possibilities to play and to participate has increased tremendously. And this tournament is one of the brightest example. Of course, it's a very interesting challenge for me. It's a teams event, which makes it twice as difficult and challenging. I've always enjoyed playing for teams throughout my career, but I understand that when you play for a team, it's not only about yourself anymore, but also about team. And of course, you don't want to let your team down. So hopefully we are going to have a good tournament, my team Brutal Bishops, and we're going to play some interesting games and enjoy this event, which is the most important thing to, I think, when we play in chess.
Yeah. In the last couple of months, you have been in phenomenal form. You won the World Cup, right? Then at the FIDE Online Olympiad, Russia won the gold. And at FIDE Women's World Team Championship also, your team won the gold. So would you say this is like the best form you have been in your chess career or close to it?
Well, the form changes and it's hard to assess right now. Since this year is not over yet and there are more tournaments to play. And I think it would be more correct to wait until the season is over and then try to evaluate and comprehend what's happened during this year. But I'm not sure about my chess and about my chess form, but of course it's been an amazing year in terms of results that I'm getting. And actually it's a mystery to me as well why all these are happening right now, because I was on the verge of quitting professional chess, or like chess that I understand. I mean, of course, I mean, one can continue playing chess, but when you're not fighting for world crown, I don't really consider it to be so much profession anymore. But anyway, I was on the verge of quitting it and focusing more on other projects that I have right now. But suddenly all those results came into my life, and now I need to understand how will I move forward with all these results, especially taking into consideration the time I've qualified for the candidates 2022. But again, for the moment, it's a very busy season, and the Grand Swiss is coming up. Yes. I declined I refused to play in the Russian super final that is actually taking place right now. The first round is being played because of this very busy schedule. And then the World Championship match will be played, and I'm going to cover it for Chess.com.ru, so in Russian. So it's like a big project for me. And when people ask me what are your goals for this year, okay, Grand Swiss, I think it's going to be like the last tournament with classical chess control for me this year, it seems so. But then I say that I'm preparing for the World Championship match, and I'm going to have a meeting with my Chess.com.ru team to discuss everything, because it's, I'd like it I'd like to make it interesting and entertaining for the spectators, and of course, I'm looking forward very much to this match.
It's so interesting that on one hand you had decided to go into different projects, then commentary, and now you will actually be playing the candidates, and if you win it, you'll once again fight for the ultimate crown, which is tremendous. uh, Coming to your team, which is the Brutal Bishops, it's filled with very interesting personalities. You have Wang Hao, who had kind of called it quits from chess, who had retired but decided to come back for this event. Vidit, who is a very strong player on board number two. Yourself, then Isha Karawade, who is an Indian IM. There is Raunak Sadhwani, a talented junior in your team, and Tarini Goyal, a young Indian junior girl. So, what are your thoughts on the team overall? You've played, usually team events with the Russian team, and here there are so many players from different nationalities.
Well, yes, as I said, it's going to be an interesting challenge. Today, we already had a chance to organize like a Teams meeting to discuss and go over all the regulations, details, and everything that is connected to the tournament, and meet in a way, get to know each other better. And well, we'll see how it goes, because we're gonna play against 5 other very strong teams, and it's not going to be easy. But again, you never know. I've played so many teams events that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's very hard to say beforehand what exactly a team needs to perform well. And since we barely know each other, and it will be quite difficult and challenging. But again, I hope that we will perform well as a team, and most of all, we're gonna enjoy this tournament, enjoy our games, and entertain spectators. That's probably the most important part.
Yeah, I love how you give special emphasis on team bonding, because I know that you're very keen that all the players meet up and you have discussions, and it's very nice to see that. Your team owner, or the franchise owner, his name is Raftar. He's into music. He's a well-known rapper in India. Did you get a chance to listen to anything about him, or will you listen to some music by him?
Not yet. I definitely will. I already followed his account on Instagram, and I found out a little bit about him being a I don't know if I can say musician, but like a musical performer.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm gonna have a chance to get acquainted more with his work, and who knows, maybe he will be also in a way motivated to create something like chess related because of this tournament and because of our performance.
I know that you love to write songs, because Huga has already I think performed on one of your songs, and also one song which is going to come up is also written by you. So perhaps you and Raftar could also someday collaborate, that could happen someday. But wonderful. Alexandra, we'll look at one of your games before we end this interview. This was against Zhu Wenjun, who's the current world champion, and it was played at the Online Olympiad. Can you tell us a bit about this game and this moment? Why is it so important?
Yeah, I discussed it in details on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So if spectators want to listen about my thoughts from the very first move to the end, they are very welcome to do so. But this moment
I will put the link in the description, so that people can check it out.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. But yes, it's a very interesting moment, because already from a first glance we see that white is having a quite a solid advantage because of this passed pawn on b7, right? We know that the more advanced the pawn is, the closer it is to like to the promotional square, the more dangerous it is. But at the same time, yeah, my pieces are standing beautifully, the rook and the knight on d8 supporting this pawn. But at the same time, black's rook is guarding this b7 pawn from behind, which is like the best place for the rook. And the knight on d6 is attacking this pawn as well. So kind of, although my pieces are standing well, it's not immediately clear how to get something out of this position. And during the game, I started with calculating. There are two lines that came into my mind immediately. The first one being knight to c6. So just taking on c6, rook takes b7, rook takes b7, knight takes b7, knight takes e7. And we have a very interesting endgame, 4 versus 3, but with the knights on the board. So I would evaluate it as this endgame as good chances to win. But of course, I don't know, it's like 60 to 40%. Winning drawing. Then, so I was not like 100% satisfied with this line. So I went back and I also calculated the line with rook a8, right? When we have such a strong pawn, we'll look for like different tactical lines. So knight takes b7. If knight takes b7, then I play rook b8. Or, knight takes b7 is more precise than rook takes b7 because then the pawn on e7 will be lost. So if rook takes b7, the knight will just take on b7, knight takes b7, rook a7. And the pawn on a7 is very important here because it will be easier for me to create a passed pawn. And I will still end up with an extra exchange. So knight takes b7, rook on b8, knight takes d8, rook b4. And another very interesting endgame with an extra exchange with 5 pawns versus 4. And also, I would say that winning chances are quite great. I don't know if I need to compare those two endgames, so which is easier to win.
The knight endgame or this one?
Yeah, the knight endgame on this one. I don't know. It's like a very difficult question to assess in a rapid game. And even in a classical game, I'm not sure. I was not sure. So it pushed me to look for more opportunities. It's like Jose Raul Capablanca, I think. I mean, there are two sayings. One is that if you see a good move, make it. And the other approach that if you see a good move, look for a better one. So here I used this approach. Yeah, the second approach.
I think a good player knows when to differentiate between these two rules.
Yes, probably. But, you know, when you have this pawn on b7, you want something more than just 60% of winning chances, which can easily end up in a draw. And that made me look further. And, okay, I said to myself, black is not threatening to take on b7 at this moment. So I have time, and time is very important in chess, to improve this position a little bit more. Of course, I can just, you know, try to bring my king, like via f3, e3, d3, c3, but it looks a little bit slow. That made me think and look again for some more moves. And a move came up into my mind, which is e4.
Wow.
And I mean, first of all, I like these moves that are made into under many threats, despite being like an attacked square, right? Knight and rook and everyone is attacking this square, but this pawn makes this step anyway. And what do we have here? If the rook takes, then my pawn will get promoted.
Yeah.
If the knight on d6 takes on e4, then I will take on either rook a8 or knight c6. Both I think are possible, right, and both are strong. And at the same time, I'm threatening to play e5.
Wow.
And remove this knight on d6. e5 is not possible as well because then the 7th rank is open and I can, b8 queen. And well, and there is nothing actually black can do. They're hopeless. Jun gave a check on b2. I was hesitating. I was not sure whether I can play king f3 or not. So I played king f1. I think a very strangely looking move, but I was afraid to end up in some checkmating net. And here, yeah, she kept checking, but I kept moving my king because of this threat e5. She needs to give checks, but that helps my king to come where it wants to come. And yeah, and I won this game, although although it required, I mean, there were some shaky moments because I was playing on seconds already, and the tension was high, and it was very crucial. This game was crucial for my team to win. But I managed. Okay, I managed to win this winning position, although sometimes it's not that easy.
Wow. Alexandra, do you make content on your channel in English or in Russian?
Yes. On my YouTube channel, I do a lot of stuff in English. And this game, I mean, I tried to do like my best game of the week. Started from September, but then I skipped a few weeks. I skipped the last week of September because I was playing in the World Team Championship, but I promise that I will try to catch up. Yeah, the only problem is that I don't have time for everything that I'd like to do, since I'm working on chess.com.ru, I'm streaming as well, and making more videos is quite challenging and difficult for me, since I also have tournaments going on and I need to prepare sometimes so much. But yeah, I try to do these videos. Mostly they are in English. So in this game in particular, I analyzed it and explained everything from the very first move on in English.
You know, Alexandra, I've streamed with many players, many teachers, and the way you explained this position was so thorough that I'm going to recommend everyone watching this video, please go to her channel, check out her videos. I'm sure you'll learn so much. I'll put the link in the description. Really, it was phenomenal talking to you. You are a great player, and I think I also realize you're a great teacher as well of chess. So thank you so much for playing this tournament. I mean, you're going to play in the Chess Super League, and I hope that you will have a great time, and also your team, Brutal Bishops, will do well. Thank you so much, Alexandra.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.